Flyer distribution. I talk about this. It seems like I talk about this a lot, but no one ever remembers it or uses it. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I don't see a lot of people doing it, even though it's it's really good. It definitely deserves a lesson in itself. If you want to make this work, it will work really well for you. This helps. Well, it does a few things, but it helps get those higher prices that you want. So it helps increase the value dramatically in the prospect's eyes, but it also allows you to get higher prices to justify higher prices. And that's really the main part of this last installment is how you can get these bigger prices or get people to just feel that it's a really, really good deal or understand it's a really, really good deal. Flyer distribution. I don't have a flyer. I was looking around, but I just want to get these videos made. It's been a while since I've done it, but I did this for quite a while, for quite some time, and it just got annoying. For me, it just got annoying after a while, but it paid off really well while I was doing it. It can do the same for you. All you're going to do is, in addition to printing your 9x12s, you're going to print an 8.5 by 11, like a regular paper sheet size of flyers. They're going to be on flyer paper. The flyer paper I use is 100-pound gloss. It's really thick. It's just not like when you hold a 9x12, see how it doesn't really bend much? It's rigid. Flyer paper will sink down. That's really the only difference. It's like a nice coated heavyweight paper. It's the same exact card, just shrunk down a little bit. It's a pretty small amount, down to 8.5 by 11. It's really cheap to do these. 5,000 of them I can do currently in 2022. I can do for $317 for 5,000. A few $100 more, you can have an additional 5,000. If you're doing a 5,000 piece postcard mailing, you can add another 5,000 flyers. You can do 10,000 and another 5,000 flyers. $580 for 10,000 of them. So you for a few $100, you can get a lot of flyers. You could do 15,000 flyers. You could do 20,000 flyers. You could do 5,000 postcards and then 10,000 flyers. You can do any combination you want to reach whatever price point you want. The main thing is that it dilutes the per piece mailing cost. So if you're selling something for, say, $500, a space for $500, at 10,000 mailings, that's 5 cents each. Great bargain, but if you want to drop that down into the like 2 cent something range, now you're adding another 10,000 flyers, and your per cent cost becomes, you could sell it for 600 and you're at 3 cents. So you're able to add a ton more pieces. Some people love to see big numbers. It's a way to really jump up the cost. I'm not just getting 10,000 mailers, I'm getting 15,000 pieces. And the price and the per cent piece is very low. Now, what do you do with those flyers? You don't mail them. With flyer distribution, you're going to put them at specific pickup points. And this is the annoying part. It's really not that difficult, but if you don't want to spend a whole lot of time and driving around and stuff, it can be a pain. But what you'll do is get all the like pickup places around town where you can set some flyers. So if you print 5,000 flyers, you can put a little short stack at the hospital waiting room. Those have always done really well for me. You can set them in the hospital lobbies and waiting rooms. Although now with the pandemic, those kind of things are not as many people coming through, but doctors' offices, dentists' offices, chiropractors. And they love it because it gives them something to put at the tables. It's all local businesses. You can go in and ask politely, I'm putting out this big mailer. It's going to have nothing but local businesses. Can I just leave a small stack of them? And if they run out, I'll put another stack. Very easy. They love them, and they'll also talk about it. You may end up getting deals just by going up to the counters of every chiropractor in town and dentist, freaking plastic surgeon or whatever, freaking Botoxer, hair removal freaking people, all those places where nail salon, where people are waiting and they're looking at stuff. They're looking at phones or they're looking around stuff to look at. It's perfect. And they see a bunch of stuff for local things. Plus you have the office people you're talking to. Very, very good strategy. Laundromats are great to put these in. Grocery stores, gas stations, bodegas, churches. If you got a relationship with the church, you can put them in the lobbies, post office lobbies, anywhere you see like a community bulletin board, anywhere your village hall might allow you to put them in city hall or town hall in a lobby, bank lobbies. There are so many places around town that you can put these. It just requires you to drive around and stock them. But now you can pitch it in your collateral or in your pitch that they're getting a bunch more stuff. They're getting 10,000 mailers, plus they're getting 10,000 of these distributed all over. So they're getting them all over in all these different places that they never would have been able to get exposed to. I mean, how many people can, going back to the video before where I was talking about how a little shop shouldn't be able to get this amount of advertising. Most businesses can never advertise inside of waiting rooms, chiropractor waiting rooms and dentist waiting rooms. Like, they would have to pay a fortune to get any kind of advertising in places where local people are sitting there looking at stuff. Here they can get all that. They get a ton of exposure. You're getting exposure everywhere. Plus, you got business owners themselves who might be visiting these different places and seeing this thing everywhere. They're going to the store and they see it. They go to the bank and they see it. They go get their nails done and they see it. They go to the hair salon and they see it. Barbershop, they see it. They go to church, they see it. They start seeing it all over, and it's got all these businesses, and they're wondering, why am I not? Then it comes in their home. They get it at home in the mail, and they're like, how the hell do I get on this? And they call you. So it's an extremely good way to get a lot of exposure just around and you should know in direct response, any kind of good advertising, it takes multiple touches. Like sending one mailing out isn't always so successful. But when you send 6 or 7 of these over time and people repetitively see it, it starts getting into their brain. And there's studies all over that show like you got to be exposed or touched 7 times before you really remember what that business is. This is a way to really shortcut that for very cheap. And they go around town and they see it 1,000,000 times and they get in the mail and they see it everywhere they go. You may have like a community group on Facebook you can share it to. You may have a directory thing or something online that you're doing also. So they're seeing it all over the place. It's being promoted all over the place. You're getting advertisers call you. You're getting people seeing it all over. And it really doesn't cost that much. For a few $100, you can get 5,000, 10,000 of these in addition to your 9x12s. It really is. I don't know why more people don't do it. And it becomes a lot easier to sell something for $600, $700, $800, $1,000 when you can immediately half the cost and double the amount of distribution when you're talking mailings and flyers. I even in the first few that I did, I would put them in newspapers, but then I don't think that's a good strategy anymore because people aren't reading newspapers. I used to have them, pay to have them inserted inside newspapers too. But anything you got a directory, online directory, Facebook community group you can share it into, pick up points all over. I think it's a great thing. You should do it.